What's going on, lads? Happy New Year and welcome to the latest episode of the OP alphabet, where we're now onto the letter L, and my god, this series seems to be going quite quick. Today it is a bit of a disaster, however. First of all, let's get this out of the way. A for Aubameyang, B for Braithwaite, C for Shaqiri, D for Doumbia, E for Emenike, F for Fur, G for Giovinco, H for Hernandez, I for Barbo, J for Jimenez, K for Kone, and now L for Lacazette. And that was remarkably easy, actually. I don't know where that all just came from, but I'm not going to moan. Today we've got Lacazette, as I just mentioned, but unfortunately, when I was recording the goals, I did it in two separate sessions. The first session was fine, and I got some footage from that one, but the second session, I actually had a bit of an error with my Elgato recording device, and those goals have all been lost, unfortunately. So that does mean, because the second session was 3 or 4 games and the first was only 1 or 2, I think, I can't remember now, but there's not that many goals to show you, so rather than having a montage at the end, I'm just going to play them over in the video at some point. So you'll be seeing them in the background soon. There's still some nice goals in there, and it was still a really fun turn to use, but it's just a shame that we lost some of the footage, but hopefully you can forgive me for not having a montage in this one, and we'll be back to normal in the next one, I'd imagine. But yeah, Lacazette is the player. I did go for a bit of a hybrid, but it's mainly French League, as you can see. There's a few players that I wanted to try out, in particular this centre-back here, this inform. I'm not going to try and pronounce his. In fact, I'm going to try and pronounce it. Gilebodji, we're going to call him. I got him a long time ago in a pack, I think it was. But now, I've got him for dirt cheap and I was looking forward to using him. So we'll go to the team now. We've got in goal, Stéphane Ruffier, however you want to say it. He was okay, nothing spectacular. I got him because I was talking to friend Jake online at the time, and he was playing a game, and he said this guy who was playing had Ruffier in goal and he was an absolute beast, so I thought I'd give him a go. And he was okay, nothing spectacular. I'd like to think Suruga would have perhaps been a little bit better, but he was okay. Defence, we've got Morano, who you all know I rate quite high. I've used him 10 times now. He's not my first choice left back, but Marcelo, as you all know, is my first choice left back. But he's good for Premiership. He's probably the best one in there, up there with Clichy, in my opinion. Right back, we've got Serge Aurier, who played just 5 games, which was just in his team. He was pretty solid on the whole, nothing special. He was good. You can see he's got 82 physical and 76 defending, combined with the extra pace, makes him pretty solid. And that's what he is, absolutely solid. Moving on to the centre-backs. The first one is Koscielny. Played 21 games with him now. He's really, really good centre-back. Medium-high is something I always like to see my centre-backs. Not all the time, there's been a couple of exceptions to that lately actually, but 81 pace, 82 defending and 75 physical. Really, really solid stats for a centre-back. Gilebodji, whatever else I was going to pronounce, I got for 13,250. Look at his stats all round: 6'4", medium, 74 pace, 79 defending and 86 physical. I really thought he was going to be a tank, and he was, to be fair. He was really, really good. 5 games, no goals, no assists, as you'd expect. He did pick up the 1 yellow card, but really, really solid. And I bought him quite some time ago, so I'd imagine you can get him for even cheaper than that now. But if you're struggling for a centre-back in the French League, so I don't think it looks like there's that many, to be honest. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there's just doesn't seem much choice back there. You've got David Luiz and Thiago Silva, but if they're a bit out of your reach, your next step down could perhaps be Abdenor, however you say it, and perhaps this guy here for 13k. Really, really good player. Moving into the middle, we've got Blaise Matuidi, who I really enjoyed using actually. He's played 26 games for me now. He's played in a few different teams, really enjoying him. 83 overall, really good all-round player, 78 pace, 76 dribbling, 67 shooting, not the best, but then other than that, all his stats are outstanding. 76 passing, 84 defending and 82 physical. Really solid. I like to have people with high defensive work rates in this kind of formation, as like to get back, get forward, that kind of thing. It just helps with the whole flow of the team. Ramsey on the other side, very similar, high. He's almost like if you like, the Premier League version of Matuidi, to be honest. Perhaps not quite as good at the back, but a bit better going forward. 71 pace, 80 dribbling, 78 shooting, 79 passing, 70 defending and 77 physical. I actually think he's a bit underrated. I think 83 is about right for him, but I look at things like 79 passing and the 80 dribbling, and I think both of those deserve to perhaps be a little bit higher, but still a good player. What did he play? 6 games he's played, 1 goal, no assists, so nothing spectacular from him. Fernandinho, you all know, I've really started to take to this guy now. I did used to use Fernando a lot, but Fernandinho's properly grown on me. 26 games he's played, 2 goals, 2 assists, but again, really all-round player, and that's a big key to this midfield. I think you look at all 3, they're all jack of all trades, master of none, basically, and that's good to have in this kind of formation, because you need the people in the middle to be able to do a bit of everything. You can see again, 78 pace, 81 dribbling, 74 shooting, 73 defending, 82 passing and 75 physical. I'm actually really surprised that this guy is rated higher than Ramirez. When the game came out, I thought it was a bit strange, but based on his season so far, it's probably right, so I think he has been a little bit better. The front 3, which is always the vital thing in this formation. Sammy knows we left forward. I was a bit worried actually, because Wingers in his position, I used Christian Eriksen in my Premier League one that I put up yesterday. Should be a link to that in the description or something if you want to go and check that out. I did a 50k Premier League squad. I had Christian Eriksen there, and I was a bit worried that he wouldn't be quick enough in his formation. He's got 81 pace, I think, so Nasser was 78, I was extremely concerned about, but he was really, really good. He's dribbling at 86, and his passing and shooting really stand out for him. It's similar to Eriksen, to be honest, where it's the same kind of thing. He's not the quickest, but his dribbling and passing and everything is absolutely outstanding. In the 6 games, he only got 1 goal and 1 assist, but that just surprised me actually, because I felt like he was really involved in a lot of the play, and I think it's just the fact that Lucas here on the right, as I've seen a minute, was doing a lot of the dirty work. But nevertheless, look at Lucas, you'll see here, look, in his 5 games he got 3 goals and 2 assists. I think it was basically like Nasser was playing it over to Lucas, and Lucas was playing Lacazette through, or Nasser to Lacazette and then Lacazette to Lucas. It felt like he was always integral, but never putting in that final pass or shot most of the time, which is nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong at all. Like I said, Nasser was really good. But Lucas, 7,400 coins isn't too cheap, to be honest, especially for an 82 at this point in the game. But he is absolutely incredible, Lucas, his lads. 93 pace is absolutely unreal. It feels so quick. It's electric, and his dribbling is phenomenal. But yeah, really strong player. Like I say, his record there, 5 games, 3 goals, 2 assists is outstanding. But then we're moving on to the main man, not Anthony, Alexander Lacazette. 1,200 coins. He cost me an absolute steal. You can see this is probably the most all-round OP Alphabet player I've had so far, I think. 5 games, 7 goals and 5 assists, just shows again like the rest of the team, to be honest. Bit of a jack of all trades. His stats on his card: 87 pace, 83 dribbling, 77 shooting, 69 passing, 72 physical. We don't really include the defending because he's a striker, so if you'd exclude that, if his passing was 1 higher at 70, perhaps he'd stand out a bit more. But to me, I look at that card and I think, what an all-round beast. He's not awful at anything, he's good at everything, especially his pace and his dribbling outstanding, and his shooting feels a lot better than 77 for me. He seems really difficult to get off the ball as well. How tall is he? He's 5'9", he feels really strong. The high medium work rates are fantastic. He's got the 4-star skill modes, which are fantastic for, if you like myself, if you like to bring out the chop and the McGeady spin and that kind of thing. But he really was a joy to use, and again, the theme with this OP Alphabet, so cheap. 1,200 coins is ridiculous. 79 overall, and there's a player that I think in real life has got a lot of potential actually, and I think he might go far in his career. He's the same age as me, which would make him 23 now, so he's doing well at Lyon, and I think in the next couple of years he might move on, to be honest, and perhaps do, you know, one of the bigger leagues. No disrespect to the French league, but perhaps to move on to the Premiership or Spain, because he really just seems to be doing very well in real life, as well as being such a beast on the game. But that's the team. I'm really loving the 4-3-2-1 formation at the moment, so I'll be using that quite a lot, and you'll see in a video that'll be going up some point next week the team that I'm currently using, which I'm having so much fun with right now, doing so well with it. But that's this team, 4-3-2-1. I think the key to this one here is lots of hard-working jack-of-all-trade players in the middle, and then make sure you've got some quality players at the top ends, which is what you've got in this team really. Nasri, Lucas and Lacazette, all fantastic players. But yeah, that's going to bring the end of this episode of the OP Alphabet. I hope you enjoyed it, lads. It'd be fantastic if you could throw a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I will see you in the next video, which I think is probably going to be a career mode one, so I'll speak to you in that one, lads. Nidge out.